But I also think of him so far as a synthesizer in the same way that when you read Thomas Aquinas, you read every thinker that's come before him, and you get to know Plato and Aristotle, and you get to know Augustine, and you get to know Anselm, not to mention Averroes and other thinkers. This guy so far, our new Holy Father so far, references Pope Francis and John Paul II. He had Paul VI Crozier out the other day for a Mass. He took the name after Leo XIII. He's a successor in terms of lineage, and he already referenced Rerum Novarum. So I think a lot of nods to everybody that's come before, and he's going to be showing us the tradition of the church and consistency throughout, and I think that's really exciting. I also will say that I'm really happy that he studied at the Angelicum, so that's where I also got my doctorate. His was in canon law, not philosophy, but so happy that, and then that he's an American, and to hear him speak Midwestern English is still like, what's going on here? I'm thrilled about the whole thing.
Not to knock Pope Francis at all, because I do still love Pope Francis, but I don't think I realized how much in my heart I needed to hear the Pope speak English. Like, in his homily when he addressed the cardinals first in English, I was like, oh my goodness, like I haven't heard the Holy Father speak my language in so long. And not that I have any memory of Benedict speaking English, because I wasn't really paying attention, to be perfectly honest, right? I was still a kid. But I've looked up footage of John Paul II speaking English.
Yeah. I heard him speaking English in both Central Park and Toronto.
Yeah, he struggled with it. He would do a little bit. And I remember when he would use Eucharistic prayer too, which is what I would do in Italian because it's shorter.
Yeah.
But we've never heard a bishop or a pope speak English without an accent. Yeah. So even John Paul would be like, "Young people, turn to Christ." Yeah. And Benedict's accent, his English was great, but it was with a German accent. It's different. The nice thing about having an accent, though, is if someone has an accent, they know other languages.
Yeah, true.
And a lot of times people will say, "Oh, they're not American." Yeah, but they know a lot of other languages, and there's a lot more to being human than being an American. And I love the United States of America, but this guy has had a worldly experience. So I think he has 3 citizenships: so United States, Peru, and then Vatican City.
Vatican City, yeah, right.
So not to mention all the travels that he did around the world, being the head of the Augustinian order.
Yeah.
So seeing all these cultures, seeing how the church works in different countries is really an important thing.
Yeah. And when we talk about continuity, I think, we talk about all the popes that came before him. That includes Pope Francis now as well. And so we think about that whole thing. I heard a lot of Francis language in his first thing. I don't know if you heard the address he did to journalists, which I thought was really outstanding. Talking about we can't be divided. A lot of unity message. We can't be screaming at each other. We have to bring people together. He's gonna really unify us a little bit more, I think, than maybe some others have.